Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel Ray and today we're doing a Wipnchat. Wip stands for work in progress and chat, I'm going to chit chat with you. We'll see if I can get to an hour today. Today is Wednesday the 13th of March and I'm working on my custom diamond painting by Diamond Art Club. They don't do customs anymore. This is a limited time thing. Back in 2019, and I was lucky enough to be able to purchase this back when it was still available. So this is my own photo. This is a picture of nasturtiums at a place in a town called Dingle, and I have really fond memories of that day, so I thought that I would immortalize it in a diamond painting, and yeah, no regrets. It's a round roll diamond painting, and it has 27 colors. 27? Yeah, 27 colors. Now, I am going to use just a regular white boat that I put some washi tape in. There was this buzz about the washi tape, and essentially, I'll show you what it does, but it makes the lines happen better. I'm not 100% sure why most people do it, but I just did it for funsies when I was hanging out with people over on Twitch. And yeah, so it's set up that way. And Luna says hello as well. Let us pick a color. Yeah. So I am going to start with color number 11, which 11 and 13, 12, 11 is 898. I think I have misplaced the diamonds that go with this because that's not enough to finish the painting. So I guess in the move I must have misplaced the rest of my diamonds. But I have a really big stash of spares, which is why I'm not really worried. So as you can see, if you saw me shaking the tray, I know a lot of people ask me how I shake a tray. I just go back and forth. I'm right-handed, so I go back and forth, and I use my other hand to like tap against, and that more or less gets most of them lined up nicely. So that's how I do it. And I'm using a pen. This pen I got from Enablers Outpost. They do drops on the weekends on their Facebook page, or they announce them anyway. And I grabbed this as fast as I can because it looks like a beautiful icicle with snowflakes on it. So, shall we get started? If you're wondering, the Coverminder that I'm using is from my own store, rachelraycraft.com. It's not a store, it's like a de-stash site that I made. But I do have, some Coverminders left over from when I used to sell them on Etsy many, many, many moons ago. That was a long time ago, actually, when I look back on it. But I do still have some. I have some Galaxy Twin Kitties. I have these cat butt ones that are adorable. There's a couple other ones. I think there's like wizard hats and butterflies. Lots of butterflies. I love them. They're so pretty. I've got lots and lots of butterflies left. So if you'd like to have a look, I have a link down below. No pressure. But once they are gone, that's it. I'm not going to be making minders again for a while. Excuse me. They're not difficult to make or anything. It's just keeping everything in my house. I don't really have a place to put these things anymore, so I'm just gonna phase them out. But it was a great learning experience. I'd never had an Etsy before, and yeah, it was really fun. And if you do, thank you so much if you purchase, because all of the money that is going from the de-stash site is going to help us on our trip to Canada and the US. It's not long off now. It's going to be really great. I'm super excited. I get to see my dad and my stepmom. I get to see my mom, my sister, my brother, and it should be a really good time. I don't know the next time I'm going to be able to go to the States, so I am really looking forward to just having the best time ever. As you might know, a lot of you might actually be new, so hi, welcome. If this is your first time to a Wipnchat, I do get kind of personal and talk about my life and stuff, so if that's not your thing, it's all good. But a lot of you have been here for a while, and you probably remember all of the stuff that has happened in the last few years. The reason why I haven't been making videos like 6 days a week. In the past, gosh, 1, 2, 3, we'll say 4 years. In the past 4 years, I've had 3 parental figures pass away. My 2 grandparents on my father's side and my mother-in-law, and before that it was my father-in-law. It's been a kind of rough couple of years to have that all happen at the same time, and that really affected my ability to make videos. So if you're still hanging on, thank you so much. I think I'm getting back to it now. We have a full schedule this week, which was wonderful to be able to do. I felt super productive as I was making my schedule and editing my videos and everything this week. So yeah, I'm really happy that I'm able to be here and to share my craftiness and my love of diamond painting and everything with you all. And hopefully this means that I'll have more time to actually sit down and craft. The past week, so last week, first before I start recapping what's been going on, thank you all so much for all your kindness and the responses in last week's video. I swear to you that I was not looking for compliments or anything like that. I just wanted to share an interaction that happened and just to show people, you know, that it's not all sunshine and roses for creators, but you came through and you really brightened my day. So thank you very much. And even for those of you who don't comment, it's okay. I totally appreciate you watching the video and just hanging out with me as well. But it did make me feel a lot better. So I'm really not worried about trolls and stuff, and I don't let it bother me. But yeah, I just had to get that out. Maybe I was having a low period. So over the past week, let's see, I think I filmed last Tuesday or last Monday or Tuesday. I'm pretty sure, not 100% sure, but today is actually Wednesday, and this video will release today on the YouTube channel. So I'm going to go back and reminisce on what's been going on. All right. So last week, one of the big things was that I managed to get a lot of my craft supplies that were in the front room of our house. That were in boxes and bags and organizers and everything. I managed to get a lot of those actually organized and put into the craft room. Before, at the Pink House, my previous rental, where we had lived for 9 years, I had a closet in my craft room, like a built-in wardrobe. And that was, what was it? It was 2 doors, you know, where you would put coats and jackets and clothes and things like that. Then in the center, it had a bunch of drawers and like a cubby. And then above those, there were doors, but they were like half height. That was absolutely full of craft supplies and diamond paintings. And I did not count how many diamond paintings I brought over, but let's just say it was definitely 100. It was more than 100. And I was really shocked. And I did not think that I had that many in my stash, because I have been destashing regularly for years. But apparently, I wanted to keep a lot of them. So that was one of the things I had to go through. And it's really cool. Like I think I mentioned it before. I've decided to use GemsFlow as an app to document what I want to keep in my stash. And so I spent the morning and afternoon in there going through and like logging the ones that I want to keep and putting them away, because there is another closet in this house that won't be used except maybe by guests very, very far in the future. So it's a nice safe place to put them for now. And I said to myself, once this closet is full, that's it. It's all I can keep, because I don't want it to overflow into other rooms and all this stuff. In this craft room, excuse me for a second, I got a cough. So sorry. In my current craft room, I have 2 desks. One is for filming, one is for sitting here. I will do Wipnchats at this desk, because it's wonderful that it's an adjustable height and that I can be much more comfortable. Like my back is nice and straight and I feel like I'm not in pain when I'm diamond painting. That was a lot of, just a sidebar. A lot of people ask me about diamond painting and easels and things like this. I don't use an easel, but I have in the past. I got a very large wooden easel from Amazon. I think it was the A2 size that I got, and I did use that for a long time. I sat in the recliner and I would like roll up the top of the diamond painting and then clip it with some clothespins. And that setup worked really well until it didn't. Back in 2019, I got a severe infection in my ribs, and it was just a stabbing pain that wouldn't go away. And I think that was due to the way that I was sitting in the recliner with the easel. So after that, I stopped using my easel, and I could never really get the hang of using it the way that, for example, you all know Danielle, Stitcherista. If you don't know who Stitcherista is, please go check her out. I'll try to remember to link her channel in the description box so you can go check her out. Danielle uses an easel, and basically everything is tilted this way, and like you're diamond painting at an angle. I could never get used to holding my drill tray in my hand and then, like this, and then you would just go like this. I know some people do, but for me, I really like working straight down. Anyway, tangent, just in case you were wondering. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, so I did that, put the diamond paintings away, and I put a lot of them aside because I will be adding them to the website. And I am finished with all of the diamond paintings, and it's such a relief. I don't have to look at however many boxes. It was quite overwhelming. I'm so lucky to have the ability to like have these things, and I am grateful for that, but like at the same time, it was also a bit of a burden. Once I have, there's James. Once I had to look at them all in one place and not in a closet. So good news for you, they will be up on the site soon. Not for this update, but soon. And my Patreon supporters will be getting a discount code as well. So thank you all to my patrons. Speaking of Patreon, real quick, I know, but you know, this is how I pay my bills. I have a Patreon. It's a place where, if you choose to, you can support your favorite creators. Most of the diamond painting creators I know have one. The perks of joining mine is that I have now 2 tiers open, well, 3 tiers technically. A tip jar tier where you just want to support for 1 coffee a month. It's €3 or $3 a month. And then the next tier is a vlog tier. So if you'd like to see my life and like me in the car and talking about all kinds of stuff, things that I don't talk about on the channel, and seeing a bit of Ireland too. Like when the weather is nice, I walk around with Luna and we go look at things, and it's very beautiful. And then I've just reopened, as of last night, the live stream tier. So I will be doing a dedicated live stream on YouTube for my patrons every month. And I'm so happy to be able to be in a place where I can do that again. I'm not quite ready for the Zooms yet because there's still a lot going on, and I personally am not in the right place for that. But if you so choose to, the link is down below. It's patreon.com/RachelRaycraft. It would be lovely to have you. And I just want to say thank you out loud to my patron supporters. They do get their name in the credits if you are in the vlog tier or higher. So every video. And thank you so much. Right. Where was I again? Okay, so we're in the front room, and we are trying to, me and Jesse and Heike, we are on a Zoom call together, trying to body double and help me get through this stuff. And I did break out this label printer that my mom got me, which was really cool to use. It's incredible. And so I spent a lot of time organizing the shelves and stuff. It's not something that I would have done in the past. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure everything out. I've not been the most organized person ever. But it took so much stress away. So I love that. I really love that. Everything is labeled, and I don't even have to think like, where is it? Because it's just right there. And eventually, I'm sure it'll be committed to memory, and it'll be great. Another thing that happened not too long after that is that I remembered my love of pasta salad. Y'all, what is your favorite like lunch food? Because you know me, I love talking about food. Rediscovered pasta salad. It's winter, so pasta salad's not really like a big winter thing, is it? But I went back to my roots, and I made a Mediterranean style chicken feta, red peppers, red onion. What else? I used balsamic. Oh, it was lovely and so healthy, so delicious. It wasn't balsamic. It was the Irish version of Italian salad dressing, which they call French, but it's not French as I in America would know it. It's basically Italian that we would know it. So like, I guess what's in there is olive oil and like Italian seasonings. What would that be? Not coriander leaf. I don't know. But it was divine. absolutely loved it. And so I focused on eating nothing but pasta salad for like 5 days for lunch. And I've been going like back and forth between some easy things. Like for me, turkey burgers are really easy because they're super quick. And so I've had turkey burgers. And then today I had basically teriyaki salmon noodles. Delicious. Lovely. Okay, I'm out of this color, so I'm gonna put these away and I'm gonna refill this off screen because I have to go into my spares. But I actually did that for another color already because I'm sure I must have misplaced my diamonds and they have to be here somewhere. So the next color I will choose, let's go with V. V is 23. Yeah. That must be what it happened. That I kitted this up and then I put away the diamonds in a drawer or something, intending to find them again, and then I didn't work on it fast enough. Womp womp. But yeah, so lunches have been quick and easy. I like to make things ahead of time. I think I told you all about cranberry almond chicken salad. Lovely. I'm trying to make it taste like what I remember Chick-fil-A's. Do you remember when they had that chicken salad sandwich? I'm pretty sure that it had cranberry and stuff in it, but they don't sell that anymore. I think they stopped selling that like a decade ago. But that was like my healthy option, even though it probably isn't healthy the way they make it. They want to make it taste good, right? So, but I make a lean version of it with Greek yogurt instead. And yeah, it's kind of, I'll be honest with you, okay? I am not a fan of what I am eating right now 100%, but I know that I have to in order to get the results that I want. So if you don't know, I'm on a little journey, and I try not to talk about it too much here because it can be a bit triggering for people. And I respect that because as someone who has suffered through an eating disorder and perfectionism, when it comes to like workouts and stuff, I don't like to talk about it a lot, but I want to share the good news with you all. I have been going to a personal trainer for a couple of months, and I am doing so well. I hit another goal, and it really does make me feel good that I'm getting stronger. Like, I'm able to lift a small person. What am I up to now? I'm doing okay, I'm going to talk about gymming equipment and moves and stuff. So if you don't know, it's okay. I'm not going to be weird about it. But there's something called the hip thrust where you push a very large amount of weight. You hinge with your hips, and it strengthens your legs and your back. And I'm able to do that at 55 kilograms. That's 121 pounds. That's a lot. So I was able to do that a lot more this week than last week. And also like chest presses, and we've been doing all kinds of stuff. But we've finally gotten to a point where we're going to switch up the exercises because we've been doing that set for a number of weeks now. So it's time to change it up a little bit so that the body doesn't get too used to it. And yeah, we're going to work a different group of muscles, which is fun. But I'm really enjoying it. When I will be completely 100% honest, when I wake up, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I just want to be in bed. But then when I think about how much time I've spent and the results that I'm getting, I'm like, it is working. So it's only for an hour, and you've got this. You've got this. It's just an hour a week, right? That's what I'm doing. I'm not going, 3 times a week or anything like that. I'm not like my old self and going 6 days a week. That was not healthy for me. And I was doing like basically a bodybuilder set, but also like killing myself with cardio. Not a good mix. I don't recommend that. If you find that you're doing that, and I don't know, I can't speak for everybody, but just be careful. I don't really want to talk too much deeper about that because I feel like I've covered that before. And if you go back in my Wipnchats playlist, you'll see a Wipnchat that has the title, and it's something about food. Like it's, let's talk about food or something like that. That's where I go into detail about it. And I don't want to do that here. I'm going to take a sip of coffee. Hold on. All right. Another thing that I did last week is, and this is cross stitching, but it's still very interesting. So I am getting ready to start a project that's based on Lord of the Rings. Do you know when Aragorn and what's her name? Elf lady. Bran, Eowyn? Something like that. The elf lady, the Liv Tyler. When they're saying goodbye before he goes to war, I think. She basically says in Elvish, she says Namarie, which I believe translates to I love you, or I miss you, or both. And so there's this designer called Jacob of Modern Folk Embroidery. He's a genius. And he created a Lord of the Rings inspired tapestry. So I was like, okay, I'm going to jump in on this. I'm not part of the original group who started this back in, I think it was back in October that they started theirs, but I like it. It's pretty. I like watching Lord of the Rings. I have not read it. I'm sorry. But I do like watching it. And so I picked out my fabric, which is this beautiful green. Shall I show you? I'll show you. Why not? Don't worry. I've covered this back up. It's not like that time that I put a plate on my diamond painting and it stuck. So isn't this a beautiful project bag? Oh, love it. Sorry about the shaking, by the way. So this is the project, and this is the fabric. And if you imagine, this is hand painted onto the Aida or Aida, and it's a big circle. Can you imagine? See it happening? So I'm gonna stitch it in the middle. And we were talking about, I think it was 2 weeks ago, we were talking about what color thread to put on here. And originally I was thinking brown, and then I got some feedback and they said red. Now I bought DMC 69, which is a variegated red, mauve, and cream. And I dyed it with coffee. So this is what I got in the end. And it's very pretty. I coffee dyed this myself, just over dyed it with coffee. And I think I might actually go one more time. I'm not 100% happy with how bright some of these are. I think this one may have not been in the coffee long enough compared to, say, this one. So I might do it again. I want to get it really, really browny red, you know? And yeah, I'll be able to start this. At the moment, right now, my idea is to start this right before Stitch North. I thought it would be fun to have a start like that because a lot of the people that I know that are doing this are going to be at that retreat, the stitching retreat in Brampton, Ontario, near Toronto. Oh, so I went ahead and I coffee dyed that, and that was a really fun experiment. I have coffee dyed before, but I've only done fabric. I've never dyed floss before, so it was quite a new experience. I didn't make a video because it was literally leftover coffee into a mug, take the floss and like wind it up and like do a very loose knot, and then I just shoved it in the coffee and left it there for as long as I could. And then I took it out, and what symbol? V. I've lost it. It was right there. I took it out, untwisted the loose knot. Here it is. And I placed it by the fire so that it could dry out. And it has dried all the way out, but it's still light, so I might coffee dye again. There's the other one. That's the one I was looking for. Are there any more V? I don't think so. I'm going to do one because it's really, really hard to see. Yeah, I didn't want it to look like a candy cane. I wanted it to look more like redwood or cedar or something like that. And I think I did an okay job with it. Yeah. And then I did think about starting another diamond painting, but I'm not going to yet. I have a Josephine wall from Diamond Painting Deutschland. It has over 200 colors. I think it's 220 colors, which is insane. I know. It's a lot. It is a lot. And I think it's called Never Tickle a Sleeping Dragon or something like that. It's really pretty and I like it a lot. 17 is my next color. But I need to finish a diamond painting first. Speaking of, are you participating in an event? Anybody participating in events? Let me know in the comments what you're participating in. I keep meaning to pull out my Hannah Lynn for Mermaids and Magic. So I'll have to try to find that one. I think it's just in its box. I know there was one up here. Yeah, there's one there and there's one somewhere over here. Yeah, two of them over here that I missed. There we go. I would like to pull that one out, but it feels good. Oops. It feels good to get more done on this painting because it is relatively small. I think this is 51 by 61, so it's not that big. And it should be done pretty soon. I needed a break from squares. I chose this painting. All of my other whips are square. So I'd like to finish this one before I jump back in with the other ones. And that Diamond Painting Deutschland, the Josephine wall, is square drill. But it should be a very interesting experience. And yeah, I have a couple of paintings that are just really, really big. And it seems to be the year where everyone wants to start a really big project. I need to finish my Heaven and Earth design. I have a beautiful, oh, there's a V and there's a V. Oh my gosh, I'll have to come back to it. There is it's called, oh, what is it called? It is called something pillow that I started from Crystal Canvas Art. No, not Crystal Canvas Art. What am I saying? What are they called again? Heaven and Earth Designs? I'm so sorry. I don't remember. No, Crystal Canvas Art is a different company and they're great. They're really cool. But anyway, if you go to heavenandearthdesigns.com, all of those charts are meant for cross stitch, but you can do them as diamond paintings through either through their own company or by following tutorials like Katie has done, where you have the chart and put it into an app called Pattern Keeper, and then you get the right size canvas and you acquire all the diamonds of the colors that you need, and then you get started. Crown Jewel Canvases, that's the name of it. I knew it'd come to me soon. I just went through Crown Jewel Canvases and the company that they recommended to me for diamonds. I'm not actually particularly happy with the quality of those diamonds, but it's working okay for now. I just don't know what it's going to be like when they start to push against each other, if they're going to pop or what's going to happen. But I'll try to stay optimistic for as long as possible. But yeah, that's a really pretty one. Oh no, I think it's called Cushion, not Pillow. Cushion something. Anyway, it is pretty, but it's also a lot of colors. It's 87 colors, I think 87 or 89, something like that. And that's a lot to deal with. So having 200 plus colors, it's a lot. It's a big step. So I don't know if I'm ready for that yet. But my friend Stone Cold Coffee Crafts here on YouTube is working on her Josephine wall from Diamond Painting Deutschland. And I was like, oh, I want to do it with you. And then I looked at it again and I was like, am I ready? I should probably work on some other projects first. Get my whip pile down. Because if I can get my Hannah Lynn of the Mermaid, it's called Angie and Oliver. It's so cute. If I can get that one finished, I think I'd be ready for another whip, after this one. And that one's so pretty and summery. But I just haven't found a good time to incorporate regular diamond painting into my schedule yet. But it's also winter and it is freezing in this room. You can't tell, but my fingers are frozen, and it's just because there's a drafty window. Well, there's 2 drafty windows in this room, and we have to get them serviced. They have to have new, come here, new hinges. Words. I was focusing way too hard on that drill being in the wrong spot. They need new hinges, so until we can get that done, it's just going to be chilly in here, and I'm probably not going to be playing Polia or doing late night streams or anything like that for, until that happens. But little by little, we will get the house done. Luna's doing really well. She's just kind of chilling behind me here. Yeah, she's dead asleep. Has anybody seen the new Dune movie? Please don't spoil me, but I would like to see it. I would really like to have a little movie marathon. And, okay, so the last thing that I can really, really talk about. The weekend, Saturday, okay? Set the scene for you. I've already gone through all my craft supplies in the front room. I'm feeling really good about the front room, getting mostly cleared out. There's still quite a bit of stuff in there that I just don't know where to put, and I need another day of body doubling to get through it. But it was enough that I felt like I could get some real moving done, right? In our room, the room that we're sleeping in, there was a twin bed that was used as a medical bed. Or I think it was meant to. I don't think that it ever actually got used in the way that they wanted to. It was for James's grandaunt, who sadly had a stroke back in the late 90s, and she did not make it through. She lived for a couple months, and then sadly she passed away. But the bed that they purchased for her, because she was meant to move into town, it just ended up staying here. And for 20 years, it's been a part of the guest bedroom, which is where we would stay. So I picked up too many diamonds. So this bed was basically in our way. When we made the move over, the room had a double bed and the single bed. After about a week or 2 weeks, we moved out the double bed and brought in our bed. And I could finally sleep again. And then that just really compounded. I gotta change this wax. Sorry. It really squished the room, and we weren't able to move around at all. The dresser was sideways. I would show you, but I talked all about this in my Patreon vlog and showed everybody. But there was not a lot of room. You would walk into the room, you'd have to close the door behind you because the bed was in the way. And then, if anybody's wondering, I'm using Crafting Cat UK, by the way. Putty, amazing. Etsy, Crafting Cat UK, diamond painting putty. They are in England, so shop accordingly. I think in the US it's fine because your like shipping stuff is way, way, way cheaper than it is even for us. And in Ireland, we're so close, but we have to pay an extraordinary amount of money for shipping. And then once it arrives in the country, we have to pay customs. Anyway, so the single bed was in the way, and it weighed a ton, like a literal ton. Love that snap. Do you hear the snap? Amazing. So on Saturday, James went somewhere. I think he went to the dump or something like that. And I had a burst of energy. And you know what happens when I get a burst of energy? I basically channel my grandmother. She used to move furniture all the time, switch things up. Never, ever asked for help. And I was like, I can do this. I've got this. This literally like 300-pound bed. I'm going to move it. You know what ended up happening? I just took it and shoved it upwards, right? I just tilted it up and leaned it against the wall, basically. It took me ages because the mattress was heavy, and then there was like the frame. The bottom bit was made of wood and something else. Like it was wood, and then I don't even know what it's made of, but that doesn't matter. What matters is that on the bottom part, the thing that held it onto the, up above the ground was pure metal, and then it had hydraulics and electronics. So James comes home and he's like, "Oh my God, how did you do that?" I was like, "I'm the Hulk, babe. Haven't you heard?" And he was like, "Well, now that it's up, I'll just take the electronics off and we can take those to the dump. They'll recycle those. It's free. And then, you know, when we get the loan of a van or something, we'll take the mattress. I was like, that sounds perfect. Now, mind you, we've been here for a month, and I've been trying to get rid of this bed the whole time. We put it up on Facebook Marketplace for free, 0 clicks. Well, actually, there were lots of clicks, but no messages about it. Not a single one. We called home hospice, thinking of my mother-in-law, and we were like, you know, is there anybody that could use this bed? They said that they had someone in mind. 2 weeks later, they don't. We called 2 different charities, and those charities were both like, no, it's a liability, insurance, blah, blah, blah. We can't take it. So when I turned it up on its side, James was like, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to get rid of it. Because the whole time I was going, nobody's going to take this. It's 20, you know, it's 20 years old. They're not going to be sure about the electronics. Like it was aged. It was not used. And in the back of our minds, yes, of course, like we were like, oh, someone could use this. It still has use in it. It's not been used for its intended purpose, but it's still okay. Yeah, no, we tried, we did, I promise, but nobody wanted to take it. So I think it's really hard to get rid of secondhand things. I mean, the same thing happened with the wardrobe. There was an additional wardrobe that came out of this room, and we were trying to, you know, see if anybody would take it, and nobody really wanted it. There was one person interested, but by the time that we had told them, and by the time that they said that they were interested in taking it away, we had already decided that we would just keep it and use it in our room once the other furniture was moved out. So anyway, it's just rough because I don't know what it is, but nobody really wants to get secondhand stuff, even when it's free. And I thought maybe, you know, in this economy, maybe people would be open to that sort of thing, but I guess not. I don't know. I'm not going to judge them, but the good news is that we got the bed out and we moved the wardrobe in, and suddenly we went from, and I mean this, like literally we were in our hallway and there was the front door is here and the wardrobe was like this in the hallway, because on this side there's like a cabinet that holds vases and things. We still have to go through all this stuff, but you know, there's like a cabinet here, really large cabinet, and then there was the wardrobe coming out like this, and like we'd have to squeeze by the wardrobe to get to the front door. And suddenly by like 3 p.m. on Saturday, we had a completely clear hallway and a bedroom that we could actually walk into and use. And James has his clothes in there now, and it's wonderful. It's the little things. So it has been a really good week after that. I'd say for a few days after we moved everything, we would walk from the kitchen, you know, walk out from the kitchen and living area into the hallway and go, we have a hallway, a very clear hallway. It's fantastic. So yeah, that was the big thing. We also went to a music gig out in Waterville, which is nice. What was sad was that there were only about 10 people total in the audience. So like it kind of stunk for the musician, I guess, because, you know, playing to an empty crowd is really hard, but it was like a private gig and we got to hang out with him afterwards. We all went for a pint afterwards, and it was lovely. And we took a cab back with a couple friends. Yeah, it was a really good night, and just chilled out on Sunday. Didn't do too much. I got some cross-stitching done, but that was about it. And then Monday, I spent the whole day filming, and it felt so good, y'all. Felt really good. I feel like I've got my, like mental capacities coming back to me. I'm able to plan things ahead and make those decisions and not be, I don't know, overwhelmed by them. So yeah, overall, it's been an incredible week. Like I said, I hit my milestone today, a really good one, and I'm just excited. I'm excited. We've got like 6 weeks till we go to Canada and the States. It's going to be absolutely wonderful. And thanks to Allison, who is someone who does a lot of diamond painting for me so that I can show you the diamond paintings completed. She sent me a bunch of kits that she's finished. So now we'll have some videos going up while I'm away. And that's excellent. So you're going to see a lot of post reviews of diamond painting kits when I am technically on holiday. We are going to spend, I think it's 4 days in Canada. I'm just looking at my that day doesn't count. 1, 2, 3, 4 days in Canada, yeah. And then 7, 8, 9 days in Virginia, which is fantastic. Really looking forward to it. And I love the weather in Virginia in May. It's beautiful and warm. A bunch of my coworkers from back in the day are having a get-together, I think. They're still planning the days out, but hopefully we can get together and see each other. It's been so long. And we've been planning it for so long. It was one of those things. We made a Facebook page, or an event page, way back. So I think I finished working at Best Buy in 2010. Yeah, in 2010. And we said, oh yeah, we'll get together. And what was it? I think it was supposed to be 2 years. And then it turned into 5. And then it was 10. And then COVID happened. So now we're making it this year. It has to happen this year. So hopefully I can go. It would be really fun to see them again. A really great bunch of people. And things are so much different in our lives now than they were 13 years ago. So that's pretty much it. I think what's happening this weekend? Oh, it's Patty's Day. So St. Patrick's Day is on Monday, and I am going to be a steward of the parade, which is fun. So unfortunately, that means that I won't be live streaming this year. I have live streamed the Patty's Day parade in years past. So if you're interested in seeing what that's like, I'll try to remember to post a link to those videos. And then, yeah, Saturday night, I'm going to have a little get together with my friends in town, just the gals, and we're going to get some pizza and some wine and just enjoy it. I think people are feeling a little bit more social now, but the weather is, we're under a weather warning right now for flooding, and like the wind has been pretty bad over the past few days. Today it's okay, but yesterday it was wicked, especially when I tried to go to sleep. I could not sleep. But anyway, I've had lots of caffeine, so I'll be fine. What are you doing this weekend? Do you have any Patty's Day plans? Do you go out for it, or do you not bother? I know it's not really a thing for a lot of people, and it's definitely different here than it is in Virginia, for example. Though I don't think that we ever celebrated. I think it was just like put on something green. That was about the extent of what I would do back in the day. But yeah, let me know if you're doing anything special. And that's pretty much it for me. I think I'm going to leave it here. Thank you all so much for watching my Wipnchat. I appreciate it. I got the links to everything down below if you want to check them out. Be good to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Make sure that you take your meds and do that thing that you've been putting off since you've been sitting here for an hour. Unless you were just listening to me while you were getting your stuff done. I've got to go change the laundry over. So I will love you and leave you. Take care and stay safe, and I will see you tomorrow for another video. Take care, everybody. Bye.